Welcome back to your third session, and where we are going to head towards the northern plain of India, the second physical division of India. So children, what we symbolize about northern plain is about granary of it, or the granary basket of India. But let us understand how it has formed, how it has been extended in whole India. Let us understand the northern plains are the important physical division of India, which is known as formed by Indo-Gangetic plains. So Indo-Gangetic plains, if I tell you, this is the way that has been extended. This is the northern plain physiographic division. You can see this is the granary basket, and the Indo-Gangetic plain it has formed. Children, try to understand how it has located and what are its extension. The northern plain is situated in the south of the Himalayas, we already have known, and what is there? It has been formed by the river deposit from the rivers like Ganga, Indus, and your major contribution is your Brahmaputra. These all have contributed a lot to form your northern plains. That's why it has extended from west to east, and its extension is from 150 to 300 kilometers, children, and it has a approximate extension of 3200 kilometers from west to east. When we talk about northern plain, children, as you have visualized, this is the northern plain extension. Let us understand, as I have already mentioned, the Ganga, Indus and Brahmaputra and its tributaries have contributed a lot, and the deposit of the soil like alluvium has created mass widened field for the agriculture and the irrigation practice. This, as a result, the rivers result in the transport and the deposition of small fragments of rocks in the foothills of Himalaya, and that is the alluvial soil, and that has prepared your northern plains. Now let us understand about this northern plains in detail. Now northern plain is the one of the most fertile plain of India, because you know the highest production of wheat is being grown over there. India is one of the world's intensive farming is practiced over there in these areas. They are located between Himalayan rivers in the north and the peninsular plateau of south. You can mark it. Due to this suitable farming properties in the highly populated area, the land is generally fertile. And the northern plains have the Indus river system in the west and the Ganga Brahmaputra system in the east. So here it is a Ganga river and it is the Brahmaputra river in the east. And the northern plain is divided into four major divisions. This is very highly important. The northern plains are divided into four major divisions, that is Bhagar, Tarai, Bangar and your Khadar. I repeat, that is Bhagar, Tarai, Bangar and Khadar. So these are the fertility of the soil. On that basis we have divided the northern plain. The water table in this region is very highly good in content. That means the underground water is very good, and the rich deposit of the soil is also very good. Coming to the physiography division, the northern plains can be divided into three major zones. One is Bhagar. Now see, when we come here, you can see this is Himalaya, this is Bhabar area, this is Tarai area, this is Bhangar area, this is Khadar area. So you can understand, as we go little bit lower section of the plains, we will have the fertility according to that, and the soil differs. Now Bhagar, it lies along the foothills of the Shivaliks, we also know, and Indus to the Tista, and it's about 8 to 16 kilometers wide. The river ascent from the Himalaya deposits the load of the foothills in the foothills of Himalaya. Now see, this whole deposit of the soil is done in Bhagar. When we find, that means the huge deposit of aluminium is done here in the Bhagar region. Coming to the next is the Tarai region. What is Tarai region? It lies in the south of Bhavgarh and runs parallel to it. And it has an extension of 20 to 30 kilometers wide. Children, it has comparatively a finer alluvial which covers the forest. And you know, this Tarai area is densely forest. For example, your Uttarakhand. That is one of the best example. That is the Tarai area. These areas receive the highest rainfall and has extensive humidity. It has an underground stream which makes the ground meshy. Am I relating these features with the evergreen forest? Yes, we are talking about evergreen forest. And the most part of this Tarai area is suitable for agriculture. And what are the agriculture products or what the agriculture crops we grow? That is wheat, maize, rice and sugarcane. These are the major crops that we grow. Again coming to the alluvial plain, because already I have told in this Tarai area you will find the alluvial further is divided into Khadar and Bhangar. Now this is the Khadar and this is the Bhangar. Means towards the south we will find Bhangar and then followed by your Khadar area. So that is the river valley system. Or what we say, this is the river valley that contributes a lot. Now children, this Khadar contains the new alluvial deposit along the course of river. And what happened? It enriched the fresh deposit of silt. That means whenever the river is coming, it comes with a lot many new fresh sediments. And the land split consists of mud, clay and sand. The suitable extensive for the extensive farming or extensive farming is the best for your Khadar region. Coming to the Bhangar region, it covers a large part of the northern plain. And what is there? Old alluvial soils are present. And the area lies below the foot flood limit areas. Already know we already have known about one of the erosion part of your river, that is your floodplains, where all the sediments are being carried out and deposited on the leaves. That is now the soil contains calcium carbonate and new ores like khangars and which are been impure in nature. So what is that? This full rich sediments are been entrusting us to have a very good agriculture field, and this agriculture field areas are being prepared by this northern plains. So huge contribution into the economy of India is done by northern plains, and that's why we have divided the regional division of that. Let us understand how it works. Now, it has divided into three major parts: the Indus and its tributary. It includes, when we talk about Indus and its tributaries like Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj, those are contributed the Indus Valley. Then Ganga and its tributary, and Brahmaputra which lies towards the state of Assam. So these three, already I have told you, these three rivers have contributed the northern plain and they have formed these northern plains with the deposit of the sediments like alluvial soil. And this significance of these regions are like they have the highest deposit or the dense population has been there because the agriculture practice has given a very stable economy to them, and it has contributed a lot to the Indian economic like Punjab, Haryana, western part of Uttar Pradesh, which is known as granary of India. That's why in the first also I have told you these northern plains are being known as your granary of India. And the rivers have generally granite which makes the navigation whole of the long distance bits due to only these tributaries. And even that the sedimentary rocks of the plain consist of petroleum and natural gas deposit. We can see the refineries like the Assam has the petroleum refinery. So that tells that how northern plain has ensured us with whole development of a country, with granary, with country development. Children, hope you have understood about this northern plains. Thank you.